You are watching a Fly on the Wall production, written, starring, and produced by the artist formerly known as Heathrow, currently known as the Princeling. This is a Julia locating device. Yes, a Julia locating device. I've been exiled to this god-forsaken city for 4 days this week. I'm cold, lonesome, and I'm calibrating this newfangled machinery. She seems to have vanished from existence. Most people think I just imagined a mythical creature. Sounds too good to be true, Heathrow. I'm gonna prove she wasn't a figment of my imagination. Now let me tell you how this device works. See, Moderna patented nanoparticles from chemtrails have been breathed in by every citizen and have assembled digital barcodes in each and every one of us. I have this little altar here, see? In it, I put a hair of Julia that I stole from her pillow and have been keeping in the glove box of my pie van this whole time. Now all this plasma beam science shit happens once the hair is in the altar, and a signal is bounced off of Joe Rogan's shiny head and up to Starlink satellites. The satellites triangulate the signal and beam it to her barcode, and I'm given her exact location on Google Maps on my phone. It's a combination of voodoo, secret DARPA technology, and Elon Musk. Why Joe Rogan's shiny head? Well, it's essential to the transmission. Why do you think he's so curious about people and has all these weird guests on his show? Think about it and connect the dots. When he smoked weed with Elon that one time, didn't you notice Mr. Musk staring very intently at his shiny dome? Anyway, she must never know about my scheme. You see, Julia is a very rare bird indeed. Hard as it is to believe, she is as wise to the schemes of the world as I am, maybe even more so. She watches BitChute, reads real Anthony Fauci and stuff. She'll easily be able to do the reverse engineering to build the device herself and stay one step ahead of me. She might still have this sweater of mine. I hope not. It's rust-colored with a zipper collar. Sure could use it. Brr. Now listen, I'm really bad at shaving etiquette. My sweaters are usually quite itchy because after I shave, all the whiskers are in them. I also like to blow my nose in my shirts. In fact, if she knew half the story of that sweater, she probably would have burned it right away rather than sending me a picture of herself wearing it after I'd left it behind, mocking me with that pretty little smirk of hers. Ugh. Anyway, if she has any piece of me, she could use it against me. I hope my scheme doesn't leak out on some Thursday. I'm afraid, though. Well, I think she might no longer be with us. I mean, with chunks of coal like you and me. She's a Buddhist, you see. She might have chanted and dharma'd her way out of the realms of chunks of coal. She might be floating on a lotus flower with some radiant god as her prince, with flowing hair and a noble brow. Not one that looks like he's got an electrocuted caterpillar hanging above his right eye. Even the internet says that diamonds don't come from coal now. There's no hope. I don't know. When the seasons changed, I thought about her TV trays. When it got cold, I imagined Panda wearing a scarf. Her parents are the loveliest people I've met. I kind of secretly hoped that they would adopt me, and they'd be my Calgary parents. I want to breach the iron gates of that castle fortress some dinner time with a bottle of wine, knock on the door, and be invited into a multi-course meal prepared by Jack, a man of many talents. Julia would arrive and say, "Hey, why'd you let that stalker in?" And her mom would be like, "Don't you talk to about your brother that way." What a wonderful woman. I think she looked a little bit like Julia. I gave her a hug on my way out that one time I visited. Jack would have been a great father. He'd teach me the manly arts like yurt building. I learned to be a craftsman and work with my hands. He told me that I had a sonorous sing-song voice. It takes a real man to tell another man that to his face. Yeah, I miss her. Maybe she's not floating on a cloud somewhere. Maybe it's because she's human like me, trying out different roles on the stage, on a rock, floating in space. Because I think she knows the absurdity and the comedy and the sadness of it all rolled together. It's because I didn't just meet her. When she took in this traveler the first time, I think she saw me on a crossroads spanning infinite time and space in each direction, and she seemed to say to me with a smile, "How peculiar it is to see you here." I guess you never get to really know anyone as much as you'd like to know in this life. If I know one thing in this life, is that everybody's like a sunset. Like one of those downtown Calgary sunsets, with the billowy clouds massing over the mountains, vivifying auburn, ochre, and gold beams highlighting tufts and wisps. It's happening. And you think that somehow, something this familiar and perfect must be eternal, replicable, something you could bottle up. But it lasts maybe 20 minutes and it's gone again, for eternity, never to return in that very form, ever. Anyway, I need to call Elon Musk for technical support. I think Joe Rogan's wearing a hat again.